We are.
The Girls Who Gab.
I'm Cassie,
And I'm Bailey.
and today we are talking about periods and birth control and
Ladies,
all of
listen
those things.
up.
I know. Anybody with a period, if you want to know more, listen. If you don't have a period, then you maybe should still listen because perhaps you are with another person who has one.
Yep, and you should be prepared for all the things. So, what are you drinking today?
I have a tea, a chocolate chai
Ooh,
tea with,
yum.
it's like not creamy or anything. It's just the flavor.
Yeah,
I actually don't love this tea, but it's the only one that has caffeine left in my house, and I can't do no caffeine or I get a headache, so I need
right.
something.
So what, you 100% cut out coffee now or what?
No, I keep going back and forth. Like, I was doing really good with no coffee during the week and just like having a cup on the weekends, like a cup each Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
And that was working fine. And then last week I had coffee every single morning because like I like coffee. I
Mm.
like the taste of it. So I prefer that. So anyways, I had coffee every morning and then I slept really, really bad. And I think that that was at least partially part of why I had a 5-day migraine last weekend, which for those of you listening, if you don't follow us on Instagram, I talked about that in my pour one out for our off week. Um, but yeah, so like it's like, oh, do I want to sleep or do I want to drink the thing that I prefer?
Right. Ugh, man.
Yeah, it's a
Dang,
struggle.
that's rough. Well, at least coffee can be your little splurger, like a one day
Exactly. Hmm.
girls trip to Starbucks or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. What about you? What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a hot cocoa. So I haven't been enjoying coffees as much. Like I'll sometimes cut them out and I sometimes won't, but then I get really bad migraines. And so it's like a constant battle with
Hmm.
myself. I've talked about it before. Like I don't wean myself off of it. I just straight cut it and it just, my body hates me every time for it. And
Hmm.
I never learned my lesson. But I don't know, it just hasn't been like settling right in my system and I'm not enjoying it. And so today I'm just doing things a little bit different. I'm going to be starting to drink fizzes again. They're actually less caffeine anyways.
Hmm.
So maybe it'll be better for me um to get still like my intake, for the day
Yeah.
because I get bad migraines if not. So yeah, hot cocoa, and today's obviously for those of you that can't see, I am wearing some gel eye masks. For those of you who can't see, you're probably wondering what the heck. But one, it's early in the morning for Cassie and I. Well, for me, Cassie's up
It-
early, but
yeah, no, but it's early for being like talking and
and
trying
like
to be at least a little presentable.
yeah, exactly. So I put my gel eye mask on. I'll probably take them off here in a bit. But yeah, I have like a foot treatment on my feet right now with some cozy socks on. Like today is my like day.
Hmm.
I'm already
And you
feeling.
have your Mrs. Pacheco sweatshirt.
Oh
I
yeah, I
love
do.
that.
Yeah, sorry, my hair was covering it. You can see it.
It's so cute. I love that. I really want one for me.
I know.
Not that says Mrs. Pacheco.
Don't do that.
That would be weird. Yeah. So let's get into our cheers to that and pour one out.
Yes, you go first.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, my pour one out this week is that Matt woke up with a fever today, right now, and also said he can't smell anything, which would potentially mean he has COVID.
Right.
So I'm hoping that he'll get a test
Or
like
just the
today.
basic flu.
True. Yeah, like all of the symptoms can just be the flu. He has like body aches, a fever, and he's like congested, which could be what's making him not be able to smell. So like, yeah, he could just have the flu or he could have COVID, and we don't know which one it is yet because obviously we just woke up. So perhaps he's going to go get a test today or tomorrow to see. Um and I also like it makes me wonder if my 5-day migraine was actually related to the same thing. Like maybe I was having symptoms that I didn't realize because my migraines don't usually last that long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
that sucks.
Well, oh man, I hope he doesn't have it.
I mean, if he does have it, like I'm not that worried. Like I think if he has it, it'll suck for 2 weeks. Um, Obviously, like he'll be sick and he won't feel good, but I'm not like worried that he'll need like a hospital stay or anything because
Yeah, I'm not either.
I don't think that's what'll happen. I'm
No.
putting that into the universe.
Yeah, no, I don't think that'll happen at all, to be honest. So
Yeah.
I think you're in good hands there. Like I said, hopefully I mean, there's so many people out there that are like, it's just the common flu. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
And the flu season is starting. So maybe it really is just the flu.
exactly. There's going to be a lot of freakouts
Oh yeah, that's why people like
come next
everyone
couple
is recommending to go get the flu shot. Like go get it. It's so important this year specifically because you don't want to think that you're COVID and you don't have COVID.
right? And then stress yourself out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
potentially making your sickness worse.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What's your pour one out?
My pour one out is that I'm not sick. I don't have COVID, but I am waking up like more congested today, specifically today than any other day. I, for the longest time, have been waking up super like it's just this time of the year. Like I have really bad allergies, I have really bad asthma. So my sleeping hasn't really been the best recently, especially in the new house. Getting used to the fact that the old owner, had animals. So, and there's carpet in the house. So, like lots of deep cleaning and all this stuff. But today, especially, I woke up super congested and just like sore throat, a little coffee. So I'm just, you know, I don't think anything, whatever. That's my attitude towards things. But I'm definitely just like, I just don't like the feeling. Like when I'm sick, I'm a baby. And
Yeah.
so
I
I'm,
just don't feel good.
I know. So that's it. That's my,
That
that's
sucks.
that I don't like being this way.
Yeah. Ugh, that's so annoying. And
Yeah.
like, I really feel for you just like with how many allergies and all of that stuff that you have. Like,
Just watched a cat. See, this is why I can't be good. A cat just ran through my backyard. Like, they're all around. Anyways,
they're everywhere.
yeah, it was a new feel for me. And
Cats are cute. But yes, I do feel for you because like I don't have really like I don't really have allergies or anything. I don't even get like whatever is hay fever, like that seasonal
oh yeah,
allergies. Like I don't usually deal with that. And so yeah, it's just like I really feel for you because I don't know how you do it. Like
I
that's
didn't know how to
terrible.
guys because yeah. Can't relate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right,
what about
what's
your cheers to that?
yours?
Mine is that today is the end of week 2 of my yoga teacher training. Um,
That went by
oh,
so
that I know what the heck. How are we almost done with week 2? But I do remember what my pour one out was supposed to be before Matt potentially has COVID, which was that I woke up yesterday morning thinking that I have my live practice teaching thing where we all do it in front of the the main guy who's making this teacher training. And I was like, okay, it starts at 7. I got on early. I was there at 6:30, and I'm like, yeah. Turned out my schedule was at 6, so I was 30 minutes late, not 30 minutes early. So I had to reschedule it. I can't do it until Friday. So
that.
whatever. That's fine. Like it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all, but dumb. I'm just an idiot. So yeah, my cheers to that is that week 2 is ending. I'm actually kind of stressed because I haven't finished everything that I need to finish for this week, but it's going really well. I'm really enjoying everything. I'm learning a lot and just like practicing all the time.
Yeah, no, that's good. You guys were so stoked about it. I'm glad you're having fun with it.
Yeah, I just got my big book that comes with the training. Look at how
Oh,
large this is. It's huge.
snap.
For those of you who can't see, it's like over an inch thick. So yeah, it comes with all of the poses that are in Ashtanga and Rocket, which the training is for Rocket Vinyasa. Rocket is a type of Ashtanga. So it shows us all of the different like series because okay, I don't know how much you want to know, but basically some yoga types are like very like open and creative where the teacher just kind of puts a bunch of poses together and does whatever they want. But Ashtanga, which Rocket is a part of, is like a specific series of poses. So you have to memorize like this comes first and then this and then that and then this. And like
Okay.
there's like multiple different versions, like
Yeah.
multiple different
Lineup,
sets.
I guess you could
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
So this has all of those in it and then also gives us all of the Sanskrit names like like utkatasana instead of chair pose, things like that.
Yeah. Mm.
Anyways, I'm really excited. I like it a
Oh,
lot.
that's really exciting. That's cool that you had a book too. With all the
Yeah.
information.
Yeah. And oh my gosh, I like cannot believe that this training was as cheap as it is because it comes with so much.
I know. What a deal. What a steal.
Mm-hmm.
Brand.
Yeah. What about you?
My cheers to that this week is that I will be finding out the gender of our baby in a couple days. And by in a couple days, I mean in a few days, which means basically 1 week, I will know. But I'm so excited. So by the time this airs, our episodes air on Monday, and I'll be 20 weeks on Monday. But then I go to my doctor's appointment on the Tuesday. So yeah, and I'm so
Yay.
excited.
Ooh, I'm excited.
I know it's gonna be interesting because I don't actually know when I'm gonna know. Like I know when I go to my doctor's appointment, and that they know there. Like I will go home with the letter, but because Andre's not going to be with me, he can't find out with me. So I decided to not find out with him. So I'm going to have them write it down. And then we have to sometime plan a video because I work every single weeknight and he works every single week morning.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna try to get my Tuesday covered if I get scheduled, which odds are I will.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Ah, I'm so
know.
excited. You're gonna have to because oh yeah, well I talked about this on our off week. Pour one out, cheers to that too. But I'm not on social media right now, so you're gonna have to send me the video personally.
Yes.
So
How long are you going down on social media though?
30 days. So I think we've been off of it. We've been off of it like a week. I think.
It's only been a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. I will send you the video.
I
I know. I actually really want. I don't know who, but I really need someone to come and take photos while we take the video.
I can't imagine what your dreams are like because I've even now had dreams I told you about the other day that I had a dream that we found out what it was.
What it was. I know. They're so vivid. My dreams. I'm like on a whole different planet. I don't understand.
I'm excited. You still have a piece right here.
I know. I saw it. Right. Ooh, yeah. So that's my cheers to that. That it's just getting so close, and I'm pumped.
Can you do a baby bump?
Why do you ask me in the early mornings when I'm not prepared?
You should know better.
There's a booty bump. I mean, it's not really like
Oh, but it is. It's a bump.
them.
I'm excited.
Amelia's looking at me like, what are you doing?
Cute.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Let's
get into it. Funny that we're talking about periods and birth control when Bailey's pregnant.
Because I don't have one. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So when let's start at the beginning. When do you remember when you got your first period / do you know how old-ish you were?
No, I do not remember anything. I don't remember finding out. I don't remember having the talk with my mom about it. I don't remember anything.
Do you know like if you were in high school, middle school?
No.
You don't remember?
I don't remember
what the
heck? Anything. If my guess is that I know I went into cheer already having that, so that kind of like dims the timeline a little bit because I was cheering in my freshman year in high school already, and like the summer before. So it happened sometime 8th grade, I'm guessing. But I don't know. I don't know.
I actually also don't have like a vivid memory of my first period either. I'm pretty sure I also started in 8th grade because I went on birth control immediately because my periods were really bad and I was like wanting to skip like 4 days a week of that week of school. Like cool. I think I had like, I don't know, 3 or 4 periods, and then my mom was like, so let's go to the doctor because you can't skip this much school.
Yeah.
And then my doctor was like, try birth control. So I mean, that's essentially what this whole episode will be about, but I've essentially been on birth control since I've had a period.
Oh, wow. and you're still on it. So Cassie and I are I told her right before we do this episode, I was like, right before we started this episode, that I love when we do episodes and we have such different opinions, or not like different opinions, but just different.
Experiences.
We've experienced it different, and we handle it differently.
Mhm.
So obviously Cassie has been taking birth control. I have been on birth control, don't get me wrong. I did it also because I have extremely bad and painful periods, and so I also got on birth control, but that wasn't until I was moved back in California with my family. So I was 19,
Mhm.
20. And so it wasn't until then that I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore, uh,
Mhm.
birth control. But then birth control just gave me really bad symptoms, and it just didn't, my body didn't take it very well. So
Mhm.
I got off it and haven't been on anything since, basically.
Mhm.
I think I only lasted on it for like less than a year.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, I've been on a bunch of different kinds too. Like
yeah, you have.
I was on the pill when I was like, from the time I got on it up until late high school, I was on a 3-month cycle pill. So I only got a period every 3 months.
Hmm.
And it was like on purpose, like that's how the pill pack worked.
Right.
Um, and the goal of that was because I was having these really painful periods. So they were like trying to lower the amount of periods I had a year.
Yeah.
And then I switched to the Depot shot. I fucking love the Depot shot. It's my favorite birth control I've ever been on it. You're gonna hear me preach about this all episode long, but I love the Depot shot so much. It's the one that you get the shot. It used to be in your butt, now it's on your shoulder. Um, you get a shot, and you have to get a shot every 3 months. Your period can go away, which is what happened to me. So I didn't have one throughout the 3 times that I was on the Depot shot.
Yeah.
Or it can stay regular. It's just dependent on your own body. And that's like kind of a big disclaimer of this episode. Period is period is that everybody reacts to different types of birth control very differently. So
Right.
especially with what my experience is, having gone through all of these different birth controls. Yeah, I love the Depot shot and I hated some other ones that we'll talk about, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try whichever one that you want to try if you want to try birth control, because like I said, everybody reacts very
Yeah, and
differently to each one.
you're gonna hear negative things and positive things about it, because
Hmm.
everyone has their own opinion and
Yeah.
their own experience. So I don't really have a lot to take on this episode versus like my opinion on it. Uh,
Hmm.
but yeah, the birth control, that the one time I was on birth control, it did not go swell, and so
Hmm.
never touched that shit again.
What kind of what kind of
I couldn't tell you.
like,
It was
was it a
just a monthly.
pill?
It was just a monthly pill,
And
or
then
a daily pill.
yeah, and then what kind of like symptoms did you have?
So I had it like some months it would worsen my cramps, which the purpose of it was to lessen my cramp pain and like just the back pain. But
Mhm.
it would worsen it sometimes like to an extreme amount. And I was already like in the fetal position 24/7 when I would get my periods. And so it was really bad. And then what was the other one? Headaches. I would get really bad headaches because
Mm,
I think that's about when my migraines started.
mm, mhm.
But yeah, it worsened them really, really bad.
Ugh. Yeah,
So
that so, like, mine so, yeah, the Depot shot is my favorite because it gets rid of my own period, although some people really don't like that because it freaks them out.
right. They're like, I
Um,
need that reassurance monthly.
yeah. I the pill I'm on the pill now again. I've been on and, like, there's different daily pills that you can take, so I've been
Yeah.
on a few different ones, and I've been on a few different ones throughout time, um, and this is the first time that I've actually been mostly very good at taking it at the same time, at the same day, like, daily at the same time, whatever, like you're
Yeah.
supposed to. And, like, it amazes me that I never got pregnant in high school because I was not taking it at the right time,
Yeah.
which is why I switched to the Debo shot the first time, because then you don't have to remember to take something every day. I've also been on the implant, so that's the one that you get in your arm, and it lasts for 3 years. I hated it. it gave me a period every 2 weeks. It was a heavy flow every 2 weeks, and it lasted like a full week, and it made me crazy. Like, I was not myself. For 2 years, I was on this birth control, and, like, I was not me, and I feel like Matt could very easily do this episode for me if I wanted to talk about this part,
Yeah.
because he's like, we almost broke up because I was
The mad woman.
crazy. I don't know any other word to use, because it's like my anger like levels would just go from like 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds. And yeah, I couldn't handle like any sort of excess emotion.
Yeah. Oh, that's so crazy how something can do that to you.
Mhm.
Poor, poor Matt.
I know. I mean,
2
God
years
love
is a
him.
long time.
Yeah, out of 7 that we've been together, Jesus, that is like a solid chunk of our relationship. But it was not the beginning of the relationship, so that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, true. True that.
Uh, yeah,
Dang.
and it also like I also gained weight on the implant, the Nexplanon. So not to say that that wasn't partially just like my behavior and my whatever. That was definitely partially just me, but also
Yeah,
it happened at the same time. So who knows how much it was a part of that.
right.
Ah,
Right.
ah.
Dang. Dang, dang, dang. So what else? What else have you been on? How haven't you been? What are you on now?
Right now I'm taking a low progesterone, low estrogen, like as low of a dose of anything that you can take, just a daily pill. I
Right.
switched from so I was on the implant, then I went back to the depot because like I said, really love the depot. It's amazing for me. And then I was on that for like a year, I think. But the depot shot does have a a common side effect that your cycle, like to have kids, like your actual dropping of an egg and all of that stuff that needs to happen in order for you to get pregnant, it takes like up to a year for your depot to like wear off all the way for you to start
Right.
cycling again correctly. Like you might get your period back right away, but you won't drop an egg, which means you can't get pregnant.
Right.
So I stopped taking the depot shot about like around a year ago now, because I knew that I wanted to start trying to have a kid relatively in this time frame. So now I'm just on the regular pill, which I like need. That's why I'm on like a really low dose, because I was like, I want nothing in the way for when I get off of this. I want to be able to get pregnant.
Right away. Yeah. Right.
Mhm.
So, okay, so good topic for you to bring up. So, obviously, birth control, the name of it, it's like a purpose and a form for you to not get pregnant, even though, nowadays it's not mainly used, but I almost feel like it is sometimes for the purpose of getting some pains away or some like period symptoms away. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, so sex and safety first. So I don't, same thing with that. Like I've never obviously used it for that purpose, whatever. Everyone has their own method, but here I am, 2 kids. No, that's what I have to say.
You've done okay. So like family planning. I mean, do talk about it. Like,
Yeah, so well obviously this one there was family planning. Amelia though there wasn't, and Andre and I have just always used the pull-out method. So that's kind of just our style. We don't I think we used a condom maybe once or
mhm,
twice. So it's not really a thing
mhm,
like ever.
mhm.
So yeah, that's just always been our style. It's always been our way. And obviously, I mean, the first time we got ourselves in trouble, but it's fine now because she's the biggest blessing. But yeah, that was the first time we there was an accident from it. So
Mhm.
it
But
is
then it took another 2 years of doing it. I mean, clearly something worked, because it's not like you didn't really have trouble getting pregnant. It's not like that was the
right,
cause for the weight. The weight was
right.
because you guys were doing something uh in line with family planning, with planning not to have one.
Right. Yeah. No, you're so right. Like we did not nothing changed in our habits and there wasn't another like whoopsie. It was
Mhm,
totally all planned of when we didn't and when we did.
mhm. Curious, were you, like, tracking when you were ovulating to, like
I was because I really, 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 really wanted to get pregnant. And like COVID wasn't gonna stop me, the pandemic, being home, like I was ready and I knew that this year was the year for us anyways. I didn't really want her to, you know, grow another age or whatever. So I was really hoping for this year. And so when we officially talked about it, it was going to be actually the very, very beginning of the year, like
Mhm,
before pandemic was even a thing. And then we had like re-talked about it again. And it was like, okay, middle of the year, it's go. Like that's what it's gonna be. And then that's what happened. I
mhm,
tracked myself for I think 2 months and I did it a bunch of different ways. I did it by just counting in my calendar. I did it by a couple different apps that I tried. I tracked it on there is also a, like the health app in the phones. It
mhm.
has them
Yeah,
cycle in there for you too. So I
yeah,
did it about 4 different ways. And
gotcha.
all of them are pretty accurate, like within the
Nice.
same radius. So
Mhm.
basically, me and my husband had sex for, like a week and a half straight. But yeah,
Uh,
day
were
after day.
we were you tracking ovulation before that when you were actively not wanting to get pregnant?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I did it. Not that I didn't care about it, but like I did it.
Yeah,
You know.
interesting. Yeah,
Mm.
I like I'm like I'm actually like well, I mean, obviously I want to get pregnant soonish. Soonish. I like do want to get pregnant soonish. We're discussing when that is and all of that stuff. But I like am kind of freaked out to not be on birth control because I've been on it for so long. I'm like, what the fuck do you
This
mean?
is weird.
Like, it like I don't know. I get super anxious about it. Like, and taking the pill lately, because okay, so like there's been a couple times with the pill where like I didn't get the pack on time or whatever. So then we have to like take a week off or whatever. And so then I'm just like,
Do you okay, so when you miss the pack or whatever, you forget to take it in a couple days or whatever, you guys stop? You don't use any other method?
we just abstain.
You're a weirdo.
I don't like condoms. This is a big do as I say, not as I do because like I'm a huge proponent of condoms. Use them. They protect from more than just pregnancy. STDs are a thing and very scary and I'm amazed that I don't have one because because before I was married, I wasn't married.
OMG.
And I wasn't very good at using it. So
Mhm.
you do as I say, not as I
Yeah, yeah,
do. I mean, now I wouldn't be using them regardless because like been in this relationship for
you're
7
married.
years.
Yeah.
Trust him. Even before we were married, like trust him, you know? So like I think it can be a really big deal to not be using condoms because like I said, that's not just a birth control method. It's other protection.
Right. Right.
But I personally like really rarely have ever used them ever.
Yeah. No, no, no. I mean, I say so.
So
That
yeah,
is fine.
that's
But that's
yeah,
crazy
so that's what we
you
do.
guys go. Ah, that's funny.
Yeah, because well, and like, see, it's crazy because like honestly, what would happen if right now, oops,
Yeah.
like we're at the point where we are talking about having kids, and we're at the point where what like I mean, it's just a different in the months of like, oh, were hoping that we would get pregnant at this time, and now, oh, maybe it's a little bit early. So, like, realistically, it's not that scary, but
Right.
still, like, we're like, oh no, this is not the time, so we will not be doing that. It's like
Yeah.
we're both. I think we're both. I can't obviously I can't really speak for him, but I think for me at least, like, even though I want to be a mom and I want to get pregnant, and I want to have a kid, I'm also really freaked out about it.
About it in general or about it in the times right now or
No, just in general, like, about like, that is a huge responsibility. It will change our lives 100% completely, which is I mean, yeah, we wanna do it, but still, like, when you think too hard about it, then you're like, "Oh my god.
y-
I'm, like, actively choosing to change my entire life and be responsible for this thing that has no control over its bowels."
yep. And I'm about to have two of those.
You're crazy.
A girl who still can't wipe her poopy butt. So I'm gonna be wiping two poopy butts. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe I can teach her in the next
Um, mm.
I'm 4 months away. That's insane.
4 of them. I know, I always remember when you're due. Is this funny? I always remember when you're due because it's also when our lease is up.
Oh,
Ish.
yes, that same
It's
time.
like the same time frame,
Yep.
a couple weeks difference. Ah,
Dang.
dang, yeah. So, okay, so you talked about periods, and you have talked about your before and on the podcast, you've talked about your cysts that burst.
Yes. Okay. So I'm glad you brought that up because I thought about it in the beginning and I forgot. So thank you. So Cassie mentioned in the beginning, like it's funny we're having this episode because I'm pregnant. So currently I don't have periods, but currently something that I do still have, and actually knock on wood because I haven't had it for the last, like I didn't have it last month, but I have ovarian cysts that pop often. I recently had my first one. I would say like less than within 2020 is when my first one happened. My first experience of it happened, and so it was the worst
Like
ever.
ever?
I called out of work.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
called.
realize it was that early.
Yeah, it was horrible, and I had no idea what was happening. I called out of work. I made Andre drive me later that night because I was still in so much pain. I was like, something's happening to my kidney, like because that's kind of like
Mm.
around the area that it is, and so I was like, and something's happening. I don't know. I need to go to the hospital. So I went to the emergency room, and they were like, "No, it's just a cyst that popped. Nothing we could do."
Fun.
Bye. And there's nothing, there's no like treatment for it. It's just
Mhm.
kind of like a thing. The only treatment that there is for it is that if it gets really, really bad or the cysts grow but they don't pop, then they have to get them surgically removed and
Mhm.
where they physically pop them and then, pull them out of your system. So that sucks. And I currently still have them. So within the first month of me finding, well, no, I found out when I was 5 weeks. So the second month that I found out I was pregnant, I experienced one. And I was so confused by what was happening with my body because I was like, nah, that's not happening. I don't have periods right now. And it's still a thing. And it's very
What the heck?
upsetting to me. Yeah. So with being pregnant, I'll be 5 months on Monday. I have
Mm.
experienced two episodes of it.
Wow. That's
So
crazy.
yeah, it's
Who I didn't know that they could do that.
me neither. And then I looked into it, and it's actually quite common in
Ugh.
pregnant ladies if you have it
Right.
prior. But yeah, I was very upset. But I haven't had one since, and so that's a plus.
Mhm. Yeah, that's good.
So we'll see. We'll see what's happening.
Yeah, yeah.
I know. Bummer.
So are you okay, I think last question, maybe last question that I could think of about this topic
Yes.
is, are you a tampon, a pad,
I was gonna
a
ask that
Diva
question
cup?
too. So obviously I started with the pads. If you were a girl that went straight to tampons,
Whoa.
you are rebellious. Yeah. But I started out in pads, obviously, and then soon after, I think I switched just because, just like I am now, I'm very not worried about how people see me because I don't care, but I care about how I see like myself. And so
Mhm,
it just didn't look grand down there. So
mhm,
from the outside looking in, you know what I mean? So
mhm.
switched to tampons fairly soon. It was a rough start, I must say. And then I've been on tampons ever since. So I haven't changed anything. But you know what? Recently, I've really been interested in doing the cup and trying the cups. I'm a little scared, but I'm tempted for sure. And that's my thoughts on this.
Yeah, I recommend doing that. Although, well, okay.
Have you done it?
Mhm. Yeah, I have one. Okay, I'll get into it because it's like actually a funny story. Okay, so well, I'm very similar. I used pads. I actually used pads for a long time. I was like freaked out about tampons. I felt
Yeah.
like they were gonna hurt. And actually I do still have like quite often I still don't put it in right. And I'm like, ow, mother.
I mean, yeah, it happens sometimes for sure.
And
Ugh,
especially now, like my period is really light because of I mean, except for when I was on the implant, my period was always pretty light once I got on birth control. Birth control has always made my period really like
minimal.
only a couple days. It's very light, like I said. So, except for when I was on the implant, I didn't really like using tampons during any of that because it's so light that it hurts when you pull it out because it's like
Right.
still pretty dry. So, even now, like I'll usually use tampons on like the one heavy day of my like 2 day period. And
Yeah.
then I'll use, honestly, I just use panty liners at this point because it's so light. So yeah, I go back and forth, but I used the Diva Cup when I was on the implant and I was getting periods so often, and I really liked it. It's so easy to use. It like you do have to be okay with cleaning it. So if you get super grossed out, then I really suggest you get to know your own body because it's part of you. That's just my opinion on that.
Go.
If you've had a baby, then you know that you've already lived through the gory life.
I know. I know. I think it's so hard for me to get past though. Like I was watching this one of the girls that I follow on Instagram. I've messaged her back and forth about the Diva Cup and about a couple other things sometimes. But this one particular time I straight up was like, okay, like how do you clean it? Obviously some people have their own methods or whatever. But she was like, I clean mine in the shower because I only change it every 24 hours anyways. And I was like, oh, that just sounds also gross. I hate peeing in the shower. You think I can deal with porn? I don't know.
Okay, that's a whole different question.
Yeah, that is, but it's around kind of the same topic, but I
Yeah,
just
yeah. Well, I usually dump, so like I'll dump it into the toilet and then my toilet and my sink are very close to each other, so then I just rinse it out in the sink and like hot water it, whatever. And then like after each period, I put it in the dishwasher to give it a really good clean.
okay, don't
But
ever tell Andre that. He's gonna be like, we're never going over there and I'm never eating any of their off any of their dishes.
Sierra cleans hers in a boiling hot pot. So like that pot gets food
No,
in it and
it's
then
a
that
separate thing. Like I would not use any cooking ware.
you're crazy. Hot water cleans everything. Okay, whatever. Um, I will say that okay, so I was using the Diva Cup regularly and I was using the Diva Cup brand. I was using it regularly all the time when I was on the implant, blah blah blah. And then I stopped using it for a while because I went on to the depot shot, which got rid of my period altogether. So then I am not using anything. So then recently I went on to this pill again, and so I am getting a period again, and I tried to use it and it won't stay in. Like it just like sinks out. And I'm like, hi, no, what? So like it just like won't stay in. So I talked to Sierra about it because Sierra uses a Diva Cup too,
It
like I
won't
was
stay
saying.
in full or empty or both.
Empty. Like I put it in and it comes right back out. Like it just slides out of me. And so
Okay.
I asked Sierra, like, hi, help. What is happening? What? And she's like, well, it could just be because like each each cup you can find different shaped ones. So like
Right.
some are more round, some are more thin,
Narrow.
and the
Yeah.
Diva cup in particular is like very triangle shaped. And so she was saying like it could just be that you need maybe a more rounder one. So
Right.
I haven't yet bought one because of the timeline of everything that me and Matt are talking about. Like I probably won't need one for a while, soonish.
Right.
So I'm like, I'll buy one later.
Yeah.
Um, and like I was saying, I rarely use tampons. I do use panty liners, and like I have supply. So like when I run out, I'm going to buy one because I don't want to buy more tampons. But I got free tampons from my previous position at work. So I'm just like, hi, let me use these.
And remember that time where you had the pregnancy test too?
Oh yeah, I used to take pregnancy tests from work all the time.
That is awesome. Dang.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we talked about that because I don't know. I'm still on the fence, but I'm glad we discussed it.
Just get one.
I know.
There's some there are a lot of other reasons to like diva cups. They're good for the environment. They save you money.
That was the main reason why I did it, because it's good for the environment, because I'm trying to be waste free as much
as possible.
Much as I can, yeah.
Mhm.
So, yep.
Yeah, and they're cheaper. You spend what, $20 on a box of tampons every month ish.
Yeah.
I mean, hit or miss.
Yeah.
And you're going to spend a little bit more than one box of tampons for up to 10 years.
I know. Well, it's fine. I got 4 more months and then I won't need one. And then I will need one. So, I got time to boil about this.
Mhm. Rachel also uses a diva cup. Lots of people in my life use one, actually.
I forgot that
And
you
she
did.
also puts hers in the dishwasher. That's where I learned it from.
Oh, but I don't hang out with them, so that's
Oh my gosh. Okay, that is our episode. Do we have a quote?
No.
Womanhood is something you don't consider until it hits you, by Laura Marling.
Ain't that the truth? You never know what's coming. And it like doesn't stop. It like, at this age you get this, and then at this age you get this, and then whoever said women had it easy?
I
Because we
know.
don't.
And like boobs, that was always such a big deal. You also have small boobs. It was like, when am I getting my boobs? And then it never happened.
Well, get pregnant and you'll get some, because
Yeah, and then I'll be all sad in like another year and they'll disappear.
I'll be right there, Amelia. Yeah, well, mine aren't saggy, and I've already had one kid.
No, not saggy.
I didn't breastfeed.
I said they'll disappear and then I'll be sad.
Oh.
Sag.
Mine didn't disappear too much.
I follow a couple different YouTubers and also my friend Rachel, who has 2 kids. Bug is bugging Bailey. And the one girl that I follow on YouTube, she has very, very tiny breasts, and she had nice, like, decent sized ones while she was pregnant, and then also while she was breastfeeding her son, and then they disappeared, and I'm like,
then right
that's
after
gonna happen to me.
that day,
she was like, I stopped breastfeeding and immediately I'm back.
She's all, bummer, let's get pregnant again.
Yeah, exactly. Dang. Well, that is our episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Hope you did. Talking all these girl things.
So we will have this up on Monday for you guys. That's when you're watching this, if you're listening to it clearly. And then, of course, follow Girls Who Gab on all the other platforms. It's at Girls Who Gab _ on Instagram and Twitter. We also have a YouTube channel, and you can listen to the podcast wherever you want to listen to it. It's available everywhere. We would love if you would rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. That would be great. And you can also always follow us on our individual accounts. I'm not currently doing anything on mine, but it's there.
Yeah. It's there for you to stalk her for a little bit until she comes back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. But I'm present. If anyone wants to find out the gender of my baby, I'll be posting it, I would say, mid next week. So there is that for anyone who's curious and wants to know and follow up on all those things.
Yay. Yep. All right. With that, cheers.
I got a little bit. Cheers.